campaign. That's right. She calls Trump marijuana post blatant pandering. You guys, can you believe this? We need to
yes.
This. Yeah,
can believe it.
Yes,
yes, we can.
Oh man,
all of us.
Vice President Harris' campaign called a social media post from former President and future President Donald Trump about Florida's marijuana legalization ballot measure blatant pandering on Monday. In a post on True Social late Sunday night, Trump said he will vote yes on Amendment 3, which would legalize marijuana in the Sunshine State. In a quote, "As I have previously stated, I believe it is time to end needless arrests and incarcerations of adults for small amounts of marijuana for personal use," the former president wrote. In an additional quote, "We must also implement smart regulations while providing access for adults to safe, tested product." Joseph Costello, a spokesperson for Harris's campaign, said in a statement on Monday that Trump's position on the measure didn't match up with his record, you guys. In a quote, he says, "Despite his blatant pandering, Donald Trump cannot paper over his extensive record of dragging marijuana reform backwards," Costello said. As President Trump cracked down on nonviolent marijuana offenses, I don't know when that happened, but undermining state legalization laws, opposed safe banking legislation, that's not true either, and even tried to remove protections for medical marijuana, he added. The Cole memo never did anything anyway, but whatever. He says, "Donald Trump did not actually believe in marijuana reform, but the American people are smart enough to see through his campaign lies," he says. Trump, in his Sunday post, said he would continue working on marijuana reform if he returns to the White House. And said, in a quote, "As president, we will continue to focus on research to unlock the medical uses of marijuana to a Schedule III drug and work with Congress to pass common sense laws, including safe banking for state-authorized companies and supporting states' rights to pass marijuana laws, like in Florida, that work so well for their citizens," he wrote. Earlier this year, the Biden administration announced it started on the formal rulemaking process to reschedule marijuana from a Schedule I to a Schedule III designation, you guys. And in a quote, "This is monumental. Today, my administration took a major step to reclassify marijuana from a Schedule I drug to a Schedule III drug. It's an important move toward reversing longstanding inequities," President Biden said in a statement on the social platform X at the time. However, Biden has come up short of his 2020 campaign promise to decriminalize marijuana at the federal level. Trump had previously indicated he might support the measure to legalize adult use marijuana in a quote, "In Florida, like so many other states that have already given their approval, personal amounts of marijuana will be legalized for adults with Amendment 3, Trump said in a post on Truth Social late last month. "Whether people like it or not, this will happen through the approval of the voters, so it should be done correctly," he said. Residents' questions continue. Oh, wait, slow down. We're going to pause right there. Yeah, that's this story, you guys. And man, that was a whole bunch of gaslighting. Trump did not enforce anything on cannabis, so that's totally untrue that the Biden spokesperson or Kamala's spokesperson mentioned. And so this is just a whole bunch of gaslighting, and the fact that they're trying to say this is just crazy because he actually even called for the passage of safe banking. He said, "Get a bill to my desk," and he was referring to safe banking. So this is all total BS, but I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say, especially you, Todd, because I know you're going to be a big hater today.
Oh, boy.
Look, I'm all for marijuana reform. So whoever does it, I'm all for it. But
Trump's going to do it.
It sounds like Trump has a new speechwriter, because he gave him all the right talking points for marijuana legalization, right?
We've been working on this with him.
Yeah. So he still says in Florida, we have to figure a way to keep the smoke out of the air so it doesn't smell up the neighborhoods.
I think that's just pandering to the base. That's just pandering to the base. He's just not realistic.
Ron DeSantis talking points is why he doesn't like marijuana. So Trump has taken on the Ron DeSantis role. But look, I think if he does it, great. But yes, he is pandering to whoever it is that will listen to try to get a few marijuana votes.
He does have a new speechwriter. Steve Bannon is locked up.
Stop it!
Exactly.
Stop it!
That's right.
I mean,
that's right.
I think Trump though, with him coming out and saying that he's going to vote yes on Amendment 3, just so there was no confusion for everyone that already was confused about that.
Yeah, but he's a Florida resident. He's voting on a Florida law.
Yeah. But what I'm saying,
do anything else.
Slow down, Todd, because what I'm saying is that I think that he may push it over the top to where it might actually pass, because it has to pass by 60%, and it's been polling at around 55 to 57 around, so it would not have met the threshold. But I'm willing to bet that an endorsement from Trump like this could push it over the top.
If that's what happens, I'm all for it. The sad part is an endorsement from Trump pushes it over the edge, right? Like he just made it up yesterday, and now suddenly, Trump says it's okay, so I'm going to go vote for it. Problem.
I mean, people are sheeple, bro. People are sheeple. You should see the things that Kamala says that people all of a sudden go and go do.
Like what?
You did it, Joe.
I really just think that he's playing his options. He's saying, hey, if I don't win this election, I need to be the governor of Florida, and the only way to do that is to get people high and give people the weed. So
that's funny.
I think Trump's trying to dethrone DeSantis and beat him at his own game.
He's not going to have to, because he's going to win the election.
Just in case.
He's not going to lose everything.
I think Saman touches on some really good points. There's some
he did
political
too.
calculus here. For starters, if Measure 3 passes and Trump never came out in favor of it, and it looks like it's close or about to,
yep, that's true.
He doesn't get the optics of saying, I'm for the people of the state I live in. So I think that, he probably measured the weather, said the wind is blowing in this direction. That's where I want to be.
You're saying
you can't blame a politician for being a weather vane. Now, you did talk about him signing a bill if it reaches his desk. I do believe the bill that reached his desk was a pretty hefty judgment for civil damages, so he could probably sign that bill.
Hold on, Yarrow. No. During his tenure, during the first 2 years, we were working with Cory Gardner's office to get safe banking. He was the lead Republican on that, and we put out messaging to Trump, and Trump came out and spoke to the public and said, as far as on the cannabis issue, get something to my desk. Later that ended up passing. It ended up passing in the Senate, but never made it through the House.
A broken clock is right twice a day. I get it.
I mean, he called for it. He called for it and said he'd sign it if it made it to his desk.
This, Jason?
100%.
I don't believe that.
100%. You can Google it. You can watch it. You know what? I'm gonna find it. Okay, later today I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna send it to you.
Here's the thing that bothers me, and I said it yesterday, which is that no matter what you think about Trump's position on cannabis while he was president for 4 years, I don't believe that the Harris campaign is in a position to use this issue to draw great distinction between her track record in previous roles and Trump's track record. And so the miss for me is that I think that the Harris campaign could pick other important kitchen table issues that affect maybe even more Americans,
like the price of food,
or personal freedoms and liberties.
That's going to go well for them.
Could choose to differentiate themselves. And I don't think cannabis is the topic where Harris has the moral high ground, the subject matter authority, and the ability to say, look at what I did compared with what he did. Because I don't think Trump did a lot, but I also don't think he did anything great, and I don't think he did anything terrible. So it was very much status quo, in my opinion, in terms of cannabis policy while he was president.
Did you say moral? Did you say moral or oral high ground, Yarrow?
Hey, let's not do that. Let's not even.
I was just asking.
Go there. Let's not go there. I partially agree with you, Yarrow, and she has to toe the line if she wants to even go there, because she can be like, oh yeah, well we in the Biden administration have supported blah 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 blah, but then she's trying to distance herself from other Biden issues that she's been involved with, like immigration and whatever, that can open herself up to other attacks. So I think this is.
You mean being the border czar?
It's not
all that stuff.
For limited bandwidth and the public's attention, and for the soundbite opportunities. This is not the topic where the Harris campaign should be poking a stick at Trump and hoping that the Americans, the American populace, the voting population is going to go, wow, they were so drastically different that she's the one. And if they're really trying to court that centrist swing voter that's truly undecided. I don't see how this is the way that they're going to
hear me out. Hear me out. Donald Trump, we all know Donald Trump, even though Jason will never admit it. We all know Donald Trump always just talks about him supporting whatever is hot at the moment. He might not even remember.
He's trendy, bro. He's trendy. You can't fault him for that.
Exactly.
Rico, he's a politician, just like all these other politicians.
It's just what happens with tonight's debate. This is the hot topic right now. So if it's brought up tonight, Harris, she better not be caught on her heels, or she will be blasted away with this, and people are going to be all like, "Oh, Donald Trump is the cannabis president," even though we know, everybody who knows his track record know he's been absolutely utter shit on pretty much everything. But that's both of them. Is it pandering? Yes. Is what she's doing pandering? Yes. That's what politicians do.
That's right.
Like, none of them give a shit about it, and if they did, Harris and Biden would have gone for the kill instead of this rhetorical bullshit that they've been putting out, and Donald Trump is taking the ball. We'll see what he does with it.
This is the problem. Yeah. This is the problem with politics. There's a word that they use called pandering to make us believe that that's not what all of them do at the same time. That's what happens when you change your policy or change your mind or change your decision from something that you did yesterday to today. Because
no, that's what Rico does. That's called flip-flopping.
But ultimately,
it's not called growth.
It does not matter. Right? It does not matter what comes out of the mouth of these people. It matters what they do.
Morning.
What they do, not what they say.
One at a time. One at a time, guys. One at a time.
Well, I haven't talked yet, so I'll agree with you guys. Rico, I appreciate you reiterating the fact that I haven't. I've actually just, because I'm so over talking about this, because I've said it before, and Rico just said it as well. This is not a major voting issue. This is something that is a hot topic buzzword for them, and they can throw it around.
I can't wait to see who brings this issue up tonight, because I know it's going to come up.
I've got my popcorn ready. I'm ready to see.
I can't wait.
I'll have to come up with the interviewer.
If he brings it up, he is going to eviscerate her, because he is really good. He is really good at insulting people. I don't know that that's presidential.
Hold on,
but it does make for good debate footage.
Hold on, Yarrow. He has Tulsi Gabbard.
Eviscerator, because he can't stay on topic.
If he can stay on topic and not go and talk about the chocolate cake at Far-Lago, then he can do it. But one thing, Jason, the thing that I don't understand
Tulsi Gabbard
is
coaching him.
So
Tulsi Gabbard annihilated her in the Democratic debate on this issue.
You guys are playing that shit up like it was more than one soundbite. Like
it was like probably 50 sound bites. She crushed her.
It was a great soundbite. Y'all keep on bringing that shit up like it was like it was
history, bro. History.
Like
you bring up real history.
Summer 2024.
Not even
Rico, I thought you were in the middle.
Rico's not in the middle.
I'm actually a little bit to the left of Jason right now.
Rico just wants to destroy everybody. Rico just wants to destroy everybody.
I just wanted to know where you were, Rico.
No, he's on the side of logic and reason.
Hey, I'm outside on Pennsylvania Avenue watching these insurrectionists do their damn thing once again. That's where I'm doing.
I'm inside the Trump International Hotel watching them all.
I'm revving up the crowd and watching them destroy each other. That's
I don't know, Rico. You might not want to be there, because if your cell phone pings, you're going to jail probably.
Yeah, don't have your phone, Rico.
I'll be watching I ain't going inside that motherfucker. I'm gonna let y'all do y'all thing.
It don't matter. You'll be in the area. If you're in the area, you're gonna get caught in that net.
No, I don't. So I don't know who Harris.
You had a hat on.
I don't know who Harris's primary strategists are, but I think that if there was a do-over, the do-over on the topic of cannabis as they saber rattle against each other would be actually quite different than what it is. Instead of her accusing him of flip-flopping and changing his position, Harris would come out and acknowledge that she is changing her position, that she's evolving over time, that that's the indication of an open mind and a keen intellect, and that over time she has tacted more towards where American people already are, which is this belief that that prohibition was just a waste of time and money, and she would have enrolled people by dropping the mask and being a little bit more authentic about, like, look, here's where I was, here's where I'm at, here's where I'm heading, and showing a sort of a trajectory of heading towards something that she could stand for. To argue against the other side and to not really talk about oneself, she's just adopting the Republican playbook of offense instead of uplifting and inspiring leadership, and I don't think it plays. I don't think it works for her. I don't think it's going to get her any votes.
All right. Well,
hold on,
guys. Hold on. We got to keep this train rolling.